What is going on, everybody, and welcome on into episode 315 of the Garage Beers podcast, brought to you proudly here on the OBR streaming network, the Orange and Brown Report, the oldest, largest, and dare I say best Cleveland Browns independent coverage site in all of Cleveland, and they like us so much they let us come on and do what we're going to do tonight, which is we're going to talk about the Browns. We're going to talk about the Guardians, the Stanley Cup Finals, the NBA Finals, and we're going to do a fun game at the end of the show. So we got a great show planned for you. We're glad you're here with us on episode 315. If you are joining us live, feel free to get in the comments. This should be an interactive show if you're with us live, so get in the comments. And we will always do our best to flash up some of the best comments that we get on there. So be a part of that, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or X or wherever you're watching. Get in the comments, join the show. And if you're not watching us live, remember, well, I guess you don't need to remember because you're listening or watching this later. But you can always catch us later, either on YouTube, on Twitch, or at our podcast site where you can get all your podcasts on Apple, Spotify, all that. Go follow the show at the Garage Beers on the socials. And with you, as always, I'm your host, Michael Keefe. Find me online at Garage Beers Mike. Joining me right now, until the other one gets here, the other hooligan, is my co-host, Joey Whalen at Garage Beers. Joe, what up, Joe?
What up, dude? Went to a Mariners game last night.
Yeah.
I got to say.
They've been winning a lot until today.
Until today, I think they won like 8 in a row. But I was hoping they were playing the Mets, and we got these tickets a while ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see like Josh Naylor and Francisco Lindor in the same game. I'm so excited for this. We got the tickets a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Lindor is on the IL. Josh Naylor's back spasms, kind of let down. But I love going to live baseball games. I miss going to Guardians games.
Also, I think I just took your comment wrong. That was just me being an asshole, the way I looked at you right there. Sorry. Asshole of the week, me right here. I thought you were referring to them. But I'm like, it's not like they were like around each other a lot.
No. It was my first.
You were just saying for you.
For me. It was my first tarps off experience. Have you heard of that?
No, I have no idea. Oh, is that with the shirtless dudes in the outfield?
Yes, the shirtless kids in the outfield that take up an entire. It's actually a spectacle to watch. So if you're not familiar with it, this started from I don't know if it was like a college team. I had the name of it here. It started from the Stephen F. Austin Baseball Club attended the St. Louis Cardinals game.
Of course, it's Stephen F. Austin over in Tejas.
Yeah, right. So the players just started taking their shirts off and waving them around and going crazy. And it started this thing where then like anyone just goes up to like an empty section and starts doing it. And they filled out probably by the 5th inning a full section and a half. And it was really fun to watch because it started with literally 2 guys. And then you see people just sprinting, coming down from like the nosebleeds and just running across the concourse. And like at first I was like, oh, it's like, I don't know, kind of annoying. But it was fun. Like they like cheer and like, they like sing during it, and like it brings some lively atmosphere to an otherwise like dead Tuesday game. So
fair.
I think I'm for it. I could get out of hand maybe if like, it's a busy game, but I think for like the dead games, it's got a place.
Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas. Or when I lived down there, it was called Naca Nowhere because it is East Texas. It is.
Oh, you actually know Stephen F. Austin? Like,
oh yeah, East Texas. It is between like Houston and like Louisiana. It is.
Oh,
but like north.
There's nothing.
It's nothing
there.
It's not. It's like Houston and like Shreveport.
To be fair, there's nothing in most of Texas.
I used to have to referee football games in Naca Nowhere, and it was a drive. It was a drive.
Naca Nowhere.
Yeah, Naca Nowhere. It's out. There's nothing there. Yeah.
Name says it all.
You're not gonna find me. I think it hit. Is this like a trend that like it just happens at a game? Like it just happens there, or do they like organize it? They plan it?
No, it just happens. So I would expect you might see this at Progressive.
We saw it. We have seen it.
Yeah,
and it made like it went like viral on Twitter and TikTok and stuff. So I don't know if they did this early on because it happened a while ago here.
Oh, maybe it didn't happen the first time I saw it.
I don't know. Anyways, like I said, we got a great show for you tonight. Chad is going to be here. Chad coaches baseball and softball and whatever else he does. And of course, all of their games are on Wednesdays, which, by the way, I'm coaching my son's baseball game, and there's only one Wednesday game, and I'll be able to be back for the show. So, but they went a little late. They went a little late tonight with Chad, so he's going to be here, which means, just so you know the order of things, just so you don't think we're being dense on how we're talking about things. Obviously, the big news of the week is surrounding the Cleveland Browns, and we are going to share our opinions and thoughts and reactions, and frankly, we're probably just going to let it out. We're going to let it out. We're going to have a session about the Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett and what it means moving forward and all that kind of stuff, but I want Chad to be here for that. So we're going to, get your tissues ready. It's going to get emotional. It's going to be like the sequel to Marley and Me. Chad's going to be here. I want him to be here for that. We're going to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. The NBA Finals are underway. The Spurs. How about the Spurs and the Knicks? What a match.
Yeah, right? No one had that on their bingo card going this year.
But we're going to kick things off, Joe and I, by keeping it in baseball. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Guardians, who are currently in the Bronx looking to take down one of the best pitchers in the American League that they took down last night. And then tonight, they put up 4 against Garrett Cole. So they're playing themselves pretty good there in the Bronx. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about how they've been playing recently and all that. But we can't do any of it before we do our Garage Beers of the Week. So let's crack them open. You guys crack them open. If you're joining us live, tell us what you're drinking in the comments. We'll get it up on the screen. But, Joe, what's your Garage Beer of the Week this week?
Yeah, I figured that this would be a really good time to bring this beverage on when we have an emotional conversation later in the show. And I don't know if you've ever had anything by Cutwater before. It's close enough. Yeah. Cutwater, their margarita.
Yeah.
I got to say, for a canned margarita, it's tops. Like it is. I mean, it's real tequila and lime and triple sec and all that good stuff in there. It's 11%. So yeah, I guess that's quite hefty. Especially just drinking out of a normal 12-ounce can. I'd venture to say it's one of the more cost-efficient buzzes you can get at a grocery store.
And right now we need it. Right now we need cost efficiency.
Yeah. But I'm just proud of the beverage industry for coming like a really long way. Like, I remember in like college we had the limeritas and the strawberries.
Horrific.
My
horrific stuff.
In college, Sam would get like these intense rashes from the strawberita because he was allergic to like the red dye in it.
Yeah, fair.
We've come a long way. These are phenomenal.
I don't know if you saw the comment that went up from Chocolate Bear. The Cutwater Espresso Martini is good. I had not had that. I think it was about 3 years ago. I was in Miami for my old job, which you'll notice I haven't been in a hotel this year. And part of our hotel deal was that we got like the package we signed up for. We got like 3 drinks a day. And so we would like go back to our hotel room, and then you go to the front desk, and it was like beers, like, like light beer, stuff like that. And then it was Cutwaters, but they had like all the varieties. Obviously not espresso martini in Miami. It's hot and it's not a good pool drink, but like they do the Mai Tai, the Paloma, the margarita, and they're all delicious.
I had the lemon drop the other day.
Yeah.
That one's great.
Three a day. It was great.
I'll have to try the espresso martini.
We were there for 2 weeks. So it would be like, are we going to the pool today? And we'd be like, no, but we're going to go get our 3 drinks and save it for the next pool day. And we'd be down there with like 12 drinks. And it was a good time.
3 Cutwaters, you're going to have a good time.
It was a good time. I had a good time. All right. So you got a Cutwater. You're going margarita. And I am going, we went to, I think I have to give it, I don't know if I'm going to give it my favorite overall. But it's certainly my top 2 or 3 breweries in all of like Northern Ohio. Because I don't know, where do we cut off Northeast Ohio? I don't know where we cut it off. No, not south. That's south. I mean, west.
Cutting it off. Oh, west.
I mean, west though. Like, Sandusky's not Northeast Ohio. That's just like North Ohio.
That's Northwest Ohio.
I don't even know if it's that. It's just North-ass Central Ohio. Loraine.
Like edge of Loraine County, I would say.
All right. Okay. I can see that. So North Ohio. Oh, see, Chocolate Bear says Westlake. Cut it off at Westlake.
Ooh.
Everything else is Central. Do I live in North Central Ohio? Oh, shit. Anyways, this is certainly the best brewery in North Central Ohio. Preliminary cheers to my wife and myself. It was our anniversary, 12 years on Saturday.
Ooh,
and we went west, and we went out and spent the day at Catawba. Great brew. We went to Twin Oast. We went to the Orchard, all kinds of good places to hang out there. But on our way back, we stopped in Sandusky, and we went to, I think, the best brewery. It might be the best in Ohio, to be honest with you. But it's Clag. And Clag Brewery is it's an Asian restaurant. It is
what does it stand
okay.
for again? It's great.
Clag stands for Crazy Little Asian Guy.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
I met him and I told him how awesome his place was. And my wife laughed at me because she was like, "You sound stupid." And I'm like, "Well, it's great." Well, we went and we had good food. Like we had ramen. Oh my gosh, it was great. And they have a great whiskey bar in there too. So we did that, and then of course I had to pick up some beers because their can art is some of the best. They usually go after movies, so a lot of their beers are named after like Tommy Boy things because they're in Sandusky. But I saw this one, I had to get it. This beer, if you'll notice, his heart is exposed.
Oh,
and this beer, if you'll remember from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, this beer is called Kalima.
Kalima.
And I think they named it that because
Kalima.
I think the guy that owns it, his first name is K-H-A. So he named the beer Kalima. It's got his name in it.
Fun.
Excellent stuff.
Incredible.
So this is my favorite, double IPA, 8%. It's that hazy, juicy New England style IPA, and that's what I'm drinking. If you are ever in the Sandusky area, if you like Asian food, sushi, ramen, stuff like that, and if you like beer and whiskey, you have to go to Clag. It's right downtown. It is the best. So, Joe, cheers to you, buddy. We'll see what Chad's drinking when he gets here in just a little bit, but let's get in to episode 315 of the Garage Beers podcast. Oh, it's delicious. And let's talk about the Cleveland Guardians to kick things off. Again, again, if you're just joining us, we're not dense. We're going to talk about the Browns and Myles Garrett and all that. But I want to wait for Chad before that happens. But Joe, Cleveland Guardians, they come off of just the best stretch of baseball where they took 2 or 3 from the Reds, they swept the Tigers, and they took 2 or 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies. Then they come home and they play kind of shitty. In that they lose 2 of 3 to Washington. And we talked about Washington, and we said, listen, you're just catching this team at the wrong time. Right now, Washington's the number 1 offense in baseball. They're not going to be the number 1 offense in baseball all year, but they are just 1 through 9 in that lineup is just clicking. And Washington came in and scored a ton of runs on the Guardians. So I'm not like super upset about the Washington series because you just caught a team playing like that. The Red Sox series pissed me off. The Red Sox series was, you win game 1, tough, hard-fought game, great. You lose game 2, it fell apart at the end. They lost 9-1 in game 2. It just fell apart at the end. And then you get the rubber match, and you're winning. And we talked about it last week, Joe. Chad's concerned for the middle relievers, and I don't try to poo-poo it per se, but like, middle relievers are middle relievers because they're not good enough to be back-end bullpen relievers, right? So all middle relievers are just going to be kind of for every team. Well, right now, with some injury issues, the middle relievers for the Guardians are being forced into difficult situations, and the Guardians have the lead in that game, and they give it up late, and then Boston just scored a ton of runs at the end of that rubber match. That game pissed me off. Boston, the lowest scoring, the lowest powered offense in the American League, the Boston Red Sox. Those guys stink offensively. And in back-to-back games, you give up a ton of runs. That was really disappointing.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's hard for me to I don't know, talk shit about this team if they roll into New York and take the first 2 games of the series.
Well, take it one thing at a time. Take it one thing at a time, Joe. We're not in New York yet. We haven't made it to New York yet.
I mean, look, if it was a trend, like on paper, losing both series against Washington and Boston like does not look good. I mean, I know you caught Washington, the Nationals at the right time.
for the Nationals.
Boston, there's no excuse for. Uh, but I would have liked to see a little more stability, especially from the starting pitching, and a little more offensive production against Boston. Like their starting rotation isn't great.
Yeah,
I mean, pitching's probably the only thing they have going for them, but like it's still not great. And
right.
you need more production there. I don't know. I you're gonna have those weeks, I think, throughout the season. But I think my just opinion on this team this year is just it's gonna be hard to erase like how high I think of this team this year.
Dude, I totally agree with you. Like,
You know,
I think this is, you think about the way the team went 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and then that team gets dismantled a little bit, and then you roll into this next group of guys and kind of on again, off again playoffs for the group of guys. And they, I think this team is maybe the team. I think this team might be the team that I would put at the top of the list since 2017. 2017, I had very high expectations for, and they just shit their pants against the Yankees. I think since that 2017 team, I think this team I actually have like a lot of the other teams I haven't had like crazy expectations for. I'm like, I expect them to be good. I expect them to be competitive. I do not expect them to like make a run in the playoffs. And we've talked about that over and over again. I think I'm starting to like expect that this team can be a team that makes a run in the playoffs.
and it's so weird. Like it almost feels like Cummins Arter just hit another almost off the back wall. He almost hit another home run. It almost feels a little 90-esque where I look at this lineup, top and bottom, and like they do not hit like the 90s Indians. I do not want to say that, but like I think for what we've seen from the Guardians over the past 10 years, like there is a lot of danger throughout this entire lineup.
Yeah, certainly
and
certainly the best lineup overall they've had since those Francisco Lindor and Edwin Encarnacion and like that group of guys. Certainly the best lineup there.
But yeah, I have a lot of optimism for what they're doing, and I agree on the expectation front. Like, especially, I mean, last year was just such a weird year because obviously at this point in the season we were so far behind. Up until July, we were so far behind, and then you come back and win the title or the division title. But I don't know. I think it's going to go with some expectations. Like, there's nobody in the Central. If Chicago's the team that's in second,
well,
I mean, hell,
they got guys killing the ball.
Yeah,
but
put them in their place.
But like Joe, again, I think we root for a lot of teams that I think people are always slow to put expectations on.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to put expectations on the Browns because, but like the Cavs, we're all very willing to put expectations on, as we should be. But I think especially the Guardians and the Blue Jackets, people just don't want to do it. They don't want to put expectations on them. They just want to be like, oh, these guys are fun. They're a fun group of guys, and they're young, and they're happy and free, and they're frolicking on a baseball field. And that's the way people want to talk about them. But when you've been as successful as the Guardians have over the period of, I mean, this century, kind of like I know they've had several down years in a row.
Were a little hit miss.
You know what? I always think that, but then I go back and look at the 2000s. I'm like, God, there were good teams in there. Like, they may not have made the playoffs because of various, like 2005 was a really good baseball team. Yeah, and they didn't make the playoffs. 2007, they had good teams. They've been good way more than they've been bad over the course of years. And especially recently, the years they haven't been good, they've been almost good. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
this team has earned expectations, whether you like that or not. This team has earned us to look at them and say, okay, be good in the regular season, win another division championship, but put all the other bullshit aside and the salary cap and all that stuff, which plays a factor, but put it aside. It's time for you guys to believe, like, it's our time to win a World Series. Like, it's our time to make a run and win it. And we need to put those expectations on ourselves.
I agree. And this is a team I think that's here for a little while too. Like, for how much success we've had since 2017 team, and how we've tried to like find the new core, right? You bring in Oscar Gonzalez and
Will Benson,
those other guys that Will Benson, just these guys that were looking good and like had a little production, but ultimately we had to move on from them. I don't know who you move on from this team. Like, I kind of think you have to shift to re-sign mode, and maybe this CBA is coming at a really good time where like we're going to be forced to spend some more money. And honestly, I'd rather spend money on the guys that we see on the field this year than worry about crazy free agency or trying to strip it down to the studs and spend money.
But I think you can do a little bit of both, especially. I just have no faith that they're actually going to pull through on this salary cap thing, because it would it's just too smart and too good of a thing.
Be too beneficial to us.
And I don't know that did we even spend time talking about this last week?
No.
Yeah. So let's get into that for a minute. The baseball, the owners sent a proposal to the union for salary cap purposes. Or for collective bargaining and for the new CBA and all that. And the proposal is a salary cap and a salary floor. And the salary floor is like $174 million or something like that. And the salary cap is what, 315? Or no, was it 270?
I think it was in the twos, wasn't it?
I think it was 274. It was like 274. And it was like $100,000 or $100 million difference,
right,
or somewhere in that range, which is hilarious because somewhere
much tighter than I thought it would be.
Well, and listen, the thing that I'm excited about is that the owners have, if they sent the proposal, the owners have signed off on it.
Yeah,
again, I've been terrified. I've been terrified that our ownership here in Cleveland was going to just try to tank that. Everything they could do to just send that down the toilet. And
maybe they tried.
Obviously, you're concerned that, like, the Dodgers are like, well, we don't, screw that. But the owners came together and they put that together. And I do not understand why you would say no to that if you are the Players Association, because the only people that have the potential of being negatively affected are the top players.
Yep.
And yes, you got to take care of your top players, but they're going to get taken care of. Just like they are in the NFL, just like they are in the NBA, just like they are in the NHL. They're going to get taken care of. But think about what that floor means for the lower earning guys. It's going to bring everybody up. The media, like the average income for a Major League Baseball player is going to go way up if that proposal passes.
And you know how, like, aside from just the ability to sign more lucrative contracts, to sign and attract new talent, like, organizations like the Guardians will thrive because, you hear it, in Cleveland, you hear it outside of Cleveland, like, facility wise, training wise, staff wise, like, the Guardians top to bottom are one of the most well-run organizations in baseball.
Correct.
And that is a huge perk for attracting new talent and attracting free agents. It's just going to benefit us immensely.
Yeah. Again, just think of the difference. Again, I said that the Guardians should have expectations because I think they've earned the right to have expectations. Having said that, let's say the Guardians made it to the World Series. That is they have pulled a major upset somewhere. Whether people want to say it or not, they have. And let's say the Guardians play the Dodgers in the World Series and they beat them. That's great. It's amazing. It'll be the greatest day of my life, I think. But it will have been a massive upset. And it will be looked at as one of the great upsets in the history of baseball, if that happens.
Yep.
And by evening the playing field a little bit, when you're talking about a nearly $400 million payroll versus an $80 million payroll, there's nothing even about that. There's no, you got one team that just got everybody together at the right place at the right time versus a team that just was able to put everybody together at the right place at the right time. And like that needs to even out. It needs to even out. And even if the Guardians were to remain a bottom of the barrel payroll with the cap and the floor, now it's even enough that anybody can win. Now this trend that I've talked about, Joe, I've talked about this forever. This trend that I've talked about forever, that you could talk about salary cap not mattering, except for that you have to be a top 10 team to win the World Series. And it has been that way forever. The Royals were not a top 10 salary team, even though by the time they won the World Series, they might have been because they made moves midway through the year. And the Marlins in 2003 were not a top 10 salary team. That's it. This century of teams that have won World Series. Now you're going to see other teams. Now you're going to see, I don't know, Cleveland and Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and some of these teams that cannot compete with the money are going to be able to be on a little bit more of a level playing field. And I don't know how you could be against that.
It's literally, you think about football and basketball, it's like everyone's kind of doing the same thing. Like everyone runs their organization a little differently, but like, at the end of the day, they're still approaching trades, they're approaching practice squads and G League kind of the same way of like how they're trying to develop players. And baseball is just so different. You have, the Dodgers and Guardians are the perfect examples. Like Guardians are homegrown. They're very big into capitalizing off of trades for prospects and then working and developing players through the minor league system. And then the Dodgers just sell their assets and don't develop, and they get shovel-ready product from other teams.
Here's Mookie Betts. Here's Freddie Freeman. Here's here's Shohei Ohtani.
It's two completely different ways to manage teams, and it's unfair a lot of the time because I think from the Guardians' perspective, like the closer we get to somebody being in their prime, with the exception of Jose Ramirez, the closer we'll be to moving them on to kind of restart the cycle and to get more prospects in.
The thing that I absolutely hate, Joe, is that I hate people that use the Guardians or the Tampa Bay Rays to be like, you don't need a salary cap. Look at the Guardians. No. Excuse me, but go back to what you said before. The thing that separates teams in the NFL is how well their organizations run. That's why the Browns are a flipping disaster all the time.
Yep.
The thing that separates teams is how well is their organization making decisions within the framework of what the league puts through. That's not what separates team in Major League Baseball. The well-run teams find a way to be somewhat competitive, but it's not the separator. Don't use the Guardians as an example of why it's a bad idea because they've been able to be competitive without the salary cap. Again, let it play into your mind what it would look like if the Guardians could spend the kind of money to put them on a level playing field, or at least be 60 to 70% of what the top spending teams are versus 20%.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. It's like, if that goes into place, then the differentiator is how well your organization is run. And that is attractive to people that want to sign new deals with new teams. Obviously, if the salary floor raises, everyone's going to be signing like crazy. Everyone's going to have attractive offers for free agents. So it's like, then the separator is the organization and what they can provide. Because if everyone's paying you, $30 million over 3 years, you're going to go to the place that's going to treat you best.
Yeah. So, anyways, Joe, real quick, back to the Guardians. A couple things I want to highlight. One, I really like the way Stephen Vogt is managing this team this year. I think he's better. He's a 2-time manager of the year, and I think he's better this year than he ever has been. I like how he's letting guys play their way through things. Look at what he's doing. Kyle Manzardo has been terrible to start the year. Now look at him. Kyle Manzardo has met. He hit another home run tonight. He hit one off the wall tonight. He's seeing everything, and he's mashing it. Look at what he's doing. Just Bazana, you're playing. Angel Martinez. I love Angel Martinez. You're playing. Chase DeLauder, you're playing. There's no like ifs, ands, buts, questions. They got rid of Bo Naylor and sent him back to the minors because he was really bad. But otherwise, like offensively, especially, you guys are playing. You're going to go out there and prove that you are good enough to be out there. And instead, like, I imagine what this season would be like if Kyle Manzardo started things the way that he did. And then Vogt started doing that, you're going to only play 50% of the time thing. It would have wrecked him. Yeah. It would have wrecked him. He'd have been wrecked. And instead, he's not wrecked. He's mashing home runs. So I think Stephen Vogt. Go ahead.
I was going to say that was one of our biggest issues last year with him was he was mashing last year and he was platooned with Carlos Santana. And it was like, I know like Rhys Hoskins is in that role now, but it's like,
yeah, but Manzardo's playing just about every game, whether he's in the DH spot or the first base spot. True. He's not coming out of games.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, he's letting the boys play. Sorry, you can go on. Cut you off.
No, I think he's doing great. I love Jose Ramirez at his last at bat got another hit. He got a single. He has, I think, 6 hits in the last 2 games. Yeah. Jose Ramirez's career average at Yankee Stadium is over 400. They have to hate him there. And I love it. But he's coming around. Manzardo's coming around. Jose's coming around. You've got Chase DeLauder looking more like a human being. But that's okay because he's still really good. We knew this was coming when he hit 5 home runs in the first, 4 games or whatever. That's not the pace. And he's probably going to end up with, 20 homers, which is fine because he's really productive otherwise. You got all these guys coming on, but Jose, man, leading the charge. And all of a sudden he looks like he's having a good time again. I don't like frustrated Jose.
No.
Jose should never be sad. He's our special boy. He should never be sad. Right?
He's our special boy.
He's our special
boy. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, he's had a couple seasons where it's taken till June to really start turning things on.
Yeah.
But I think with, the reason he is who he is he's going to do it at some point. He's going to be batting at least 280 by the end of the season. It just takes time. And I'd rather you have that dry spell the first 2 months of the season than the last 2 months. So build it up now, get hot, and carry it through the rest of the year.
100%. Okay, so then here's my last question on the guards before we do. I think we'll do asshole of the week next. Here's my last question on the guards. Which guards this year? Which guards are all-stars?
All-stars.
When you think of the American League, are there? I think the answer to this is awesome. Are there any Guardians starters in the American League?
Yes.
Who?
Gavin Williams.
You think he's the starting pitcher?
Oh, starting. Sorry. That's
not. I mean starting for the all-star team, you dork.
I thought you meant starters.
No, Gavin Williams should be an all-star.
Gavin's on the team. He's not starting the game.
I mean starters for the all-star team.
I think you have. That's tricky. You might have a case.
There's a strong case. There's a strong case. I want to see if you know who it is.
Is it Rocchio?
No, God. I mean, listen, he's been great, but it's not Rocchio.
Then the only other one I can think of would be DeLauder.
It's not DeLauder. And actually, I don't. I hope he makes the All-Star team. I don't know if he will. But maybe. I think your starting second baseman for the All-Star game is going to be Travis Bazana.
You think so?
Go look at how poorly second basemen are playing around the American League. Like there are not unless. And again, I think this could happen with Jose Ramirez because I know he's not having a great start to his year, even though he's coming around. I think Jose could get voted in as the starter because of the legacy thing. Just like I think Jose Altuve could get voted in as the starter because of the legacy thing.
Sure.
But who's the best second baseman in the American League?
It's Bizana.
It's easily. He clears everybody by a lot.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
That's shocking.
He is the best second baseman.
We have a good second baseman again.
First time since Carlos Baerga. No, Ronnie Belliard. Travis Bazzana and what he's done, and along with Chase DeLauder. I mean, finally, some of these high draft picks are coming up and just going, yeah, we kick ass. We are awesome. Like Bazzana's double last night was just unbelievable, and the at bats that he puts together, just like DeLauder. I think it's my favorite thing about these two guys. They never look lost. Like Manzardo will look lost at the plate, and that's okay, because Manzardo I think could be a guy that hits 220 but puts up 25 bombs and he's still really productive. DeLauder, does he ever look lost at the plate? No. He'll get into a terrible count, and then he'll smash one into left field. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
Bazzana, I feel like Bazzana knows every pitch that's coming before it gets thrown.
He has one of the best eyes I've ever seen. Well, a very similar eye to Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana had a fantastic eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It was amazing.
But I think the production of Bazzana is going to be more. Like, he is making great contact. He's got a little pop. Not a lot. A little pop.
I think you got a chance. I think you got a chance to get DeLauder in the All-Star game. When you talk about starters, though, you're talking about Aaron Judge. You're talking about probably Cody Bellinger, because Cody Bellinger's been really good this year.
Good season.
You're talking about
that right now, so I don't know.
Well, maybe he'd be out, but you're probably talking Mike Trout's having like a resurgent season, which is nice to see, because I feel like
good for baseball.
I feel like he's the player that everybody has just forgotten about. And maybe that's what happens when you play for the Angels. But like Mike Trout, all-time great. So it's going to be hard to, unless Aaron Judge is still hurt at the All-Star break, it's going to be tough to crack that, that group of guys. But at second base, unless everybody just votes for Jose Altuve because that's what his name is, Travis Bazzana is the best second baseman in baseball. But otherwise,
I think
you got a case. A case for Jose. You're going to have a case for Jose by the time we get there,
for sure.
Pitching. I mean, Cade Smith's going to be an all-star, even though he just gave up a double and now a pass ball. So that's great. By the way, Guardians are up 5-3, bottom of the ninth in New York, and Cade Smith just gave up a leadoff double and then allowed the guy to get to third. Not that run matters, but you're going to have several all-stars here, which is great.
I think you're looking at least, I would say confidently 5 Guardians on the roster. You're going to have Jose. You're going to have
Bazzana.
I think you're going to have Gavin Williams. You're going to have Cade Smith. And then the 3 on top of those 4 that I think all have potential are DeLauder, Messick.
Oh, my God. Messick. What are we talking about? Messick 100% is an all-star.
Rocchio, I think there's a chance as well. I'm going to say it. There's an alternate chance for Rocchio.
Maybe a chance.
That's a lot of all-stars. When's the last time we talked about 7 potential players? Oh, God.
Thank God. Cody Bellinger just bombed one to dead center field to the warning track, and thank God it stayed in. So 1 out. Guardians looking to take game 2 of this, but now it's a 5-4 game. So hopefully Cade Smith locks it down here. But, yeah, listen, it's been a fun series. A fun season. And, again, if they can lock down this win, take the first 2 games against New York, back on track, because it's been one of my primary complaints about the Guardians over the years is the way I feel like they play a little bit of bitch ball when it comes to the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
When it's Boston, when it's New York, we obviously saw the way they handled the Dodgers to start the year, thank God. but like sometimes they get up against the big boys and they like fold into themselves. So a win tonight, taking this series, would be awesome. Would be awesome.
I'll look it up. I think we got to look at our record against plus 500 teams because I think it's pretty good.
It doesn't suck.
I think we are playing the big boys well this year.
Yeah, we are.
Especially when you think about how the season started with the Dodgers, with how we handled the Cubs. Cubs have been a weird team. They've had like 2 10-game winning streaks and one like 11-game losing streak, something like that.
Going that opening of the season was so brutal, just from a schedule perspective, and going 2-2 against the Mariners, which they've been a little up and down, but they've been very up lately. 2-2 against the Mariners, going and taking the series against the Dodgers, taking the series against the Cubs, like just boom, boom, boom. And they've had some down moments, but yeah, love what the Guardians are doing. I'm really excited to see their first series against the White Sox, by the way. I'm very excited for that because the White Sox aren't fake. Finally, some of their guys are playing well. Like it's a decent, good baseball team. Not better than the Guardians, but it's a decent, good baseball team. Let's see, 2 outs and a lazy pop-up from the Yankees, 2 short, and the Cleveland Guardians have won this game 5-4, and they take the first 2 games in the Bronx. And what a start to that series by the Cleveland Guardians. All right. I don't know where Chad is. He has stopped answering text messages, which makes me feel like he is asleep. Hopefully he jumps on because I wanted him to be a part of this conversation. But let's do our ass. Oh, wait, he's here. Oh my God, he's here right at the right time. Right at the right time. He's here. Is he stuffing his mouth full of food? Of course he is. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. Austin Hedges wannabe, baby. It's Chad Meyer.
How are ya?
I was going to say, you going to talk?
Well, I didn't see me come up on the screen yet.
You're
I was
here.
waiting for myself to come up on the screen.
You're here.
Now I
We've
just
been
did.
waiting for you.
Yeah, right. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing happened.
Really quick, Chad. Chad, you get to say 2 sentences about the Cleveland Guardians. Go.
I love this team, and just I love how they quietly just keep winning. Like they're like the unsung hero of Cleveland sports.
Last question on the Guardians because we had this debate. Bazona, all-star starter?
Ooh. Are there other requirements on games played or no?
He'll have it.
Okay.
He'll have it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, consideration. Yeah. I don't know if it's like he's like a lock, but I think he should be in consideration.
I think he should be a lock. He is easily the best second baseman in the American League. Easily. All right. We were just getting to asshole of the week. And so, Chad, we haven't heard you a lot. So why don't you get yourself a little queso, a little chips and dip there? And why don't you, well, first of all, tell us, what's your beer of the week?
In honor of my roommate draft, since we're doing a bunch of these drafts, I got myself some Good Boy. Good Boy John Daly iced tea and vodka and lemonade and vodka. It's Good Boy vodka. So here we go.
We got Joey's doing a Cutwater margarita. You got the Good Boy vodka. We're doing some alternate.
Hey,
drinks, right?
Yeah.
Alternate. Drinks. Always okay.
Only thing that's missing from this is some Hooters wings. That's it.
Hoots. Did you guys see that Hooters is rebranding to be like a family friendly restaurant?
Yeah. What is it going to be?
no,
like
it's
an owl?
not.
Yeah, it's going to be like an owl mascot or something.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
They're rebranding to be family friendly, which that's the end of Hooters. Not that Hooters is thriving by any stretch, but that'll be the end of it. Because I don't know if you've ever eaten Hooters food, but it is horrific.
Outside of the wings. The wings are good. That's
the
it.
Wings are terrible. Those big, chunky, overbreaded, horrific wings. Ugh.
Full wings. Full wings, Mike.
I don't like full wings. I don't like full wings. I want
too much work.
I want flats and drummies. I don't want that weird other part. I don't want that weird other part.
Yeah.
They don't compare to Magic Cities, but
well, you would know. All right, Chad, you've given us your drink of the week. What is your asshole of the week?
Oh God, man, there's so much to do this week. I don't know. Can I just go Stephen A?
Yeah,
can I just go Stephen A?
You can do whatever you want, Chad.
Yeah.
There's no real rules here.
Yeah, why not? Like, let's just go Stephen A. Although he didn't really say anything bad about the city of Cleveland, I don't know. You just seem like you just bagged on Cleveland a little bit. So don't keep my city's name out your mouth, Stephen A. Smith.
Ooh, if we were at the Oscars and you were Will Smith, would you walk up on stage and slap him?
Keep my city's name out your mouth. I would walk up. I would smack the black Jack Skellington for sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He does. If you've ever seen him in person, his body is the shape of Jack Skellington. It is creepy. Creepy. Yeah,
I find it sexy.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
No, hey, I ain't here to king shame. 2026.
Each his own.
A joke. All right. My asshole of the week. WWE wrestler Danhausen. What an asshole. What an asshole. I don't know if you're familiar with Danhausen or WWE wrestlers in general. And if you're not, let me fill you in. Danhausen, a guy that I saw him in person a couple years. When was SummerSlam here? A couple years ago. But in person, I saw like the local indie AIW indie show, and he was there wrestling. He's like an indie wrestling legend that has made his way to the WWE. And his gimmick is that he curses things. And on the show, every time he curses something bad happens. So Danhausen's curse rate is like 100%. Danhausen is a New York Knicks fan. And he came out before game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and he cursed the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they promptly blew a 20-plus point lead with 7 minutes to go in the game. And they lost game 1, and they proceeded to lose the rest of that series convincingly. And it's because Danhausen cursed him. And so, Danhausen, you're an asshole. Asshole of the week. Joe.
All right. Give me the quality of giveaways at sporting events, specifically like clothing.
Rough.
Hey, look, there's no free lunches. Very nice that they include a gift sometimes when you go to games that they otherwise would not be selling tickets to. But like when you try to put a big like shebang in production behind it, and it's like, oh, look at this awesome like replica jersey, or look at this, like it was Irish Heritage Night at the Mariners game last night, so I got this like jacket from there. It's just like horrible quality. Like it's just, you can look at it and tear the fabric on it. On top of that, at the other end of the spectrum, the quality of Fanatics baseball jerseys should be a class action lawsuit. They should refund all money for these jerseys.
Correct.
They are just
horrific.
The fact that you have the front with stitching, which is great on the logos, the back is still screen printed, which blows my fucking mind, man. Paying over almost $200 for these jerseys. Like that is the price of a jersey. I don't know.
It's out of hand on some things. Can we, at what point is everything just out of hand? I know we're already there and well past it, but like, I don't know, you go into like the Guardians team shop and you want to get a jersey and it's like $395. Why?
No.
What?
Yeah.
It's a goddamn shirt.
Right.
Why?
Right.
I get making it more expensive, but like, why?
Oh yeah.
Too much.
Why? It's the same thing with just. What in the fuck? Are they drag racing?
Yeah, I got to make the dirt bike gang around here because we got a dirt bike gang that likes to ride this shit up and down the streets at night. I got to make them vests or something because they're obviously they love to ride the streets, the mean streets of Menor for sure. Yeah, all right. We got an e-bike gang and a dirt bike gang, and I don't know which one I hate more.
Ooh, I think I got to write down e-bikes for one of my assholes of the week.
There we go. That's got that can be my other asshole of the week. My other argument. Yeah, right, just e-bikes needs these youths that just ride in the street with no regard. All right, and just get in the way of cars. Like, I'm gonna run you over. I might run you over if you're not careful. Okay?
Ride a bike.
Yeah, don't be lazy.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Those were our assholes of the week. If you got an asshole of the week, put it in the comments. Let's dive in. Oh, go on, Chad. What?
I wanted to comment on Joey because, like, you just made me think of something because, like, you could throw out anything at a sporting game and everybody would just fawn over it. Anything. Like, who wants a tire iron? You just nailing people in the head.
Well, that's what they did forever at Cavs games. They would do the T-shirt toss, and then you would catch a T-shirt, and you'd open it up, and it would be First Merit Bank, and it wouldn't even say anything about the Cavs on it.
Yeah,
it would literally just be a First Merit Bank T-shirt, and I would look around at all these assholes around the arena, like, I want one.
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, literally anything. Like, who wants a dildo? Who wants a dildo? They're like, yeah, like anybody will be. Oh no, that's where we draw the line.
No, it's not drawing the line. I'm just saying, you're probably going to get a good bunch of people that actually will want that.
Yeah, most likely. Well, that's what I said. You could throw out anything, and people would be for free, and people would be like, "Woo, over here!"
Chad's coming up with dildo toss 2027. All right, boys, let's. We spent the whole first part of the show.
Dildo toss and fireworks on a Friday night at the Crushers game.
Jesus Christ. Watch, that'll be the soldest out crowd of all time.
Courtesy of our friends at whatever porn video shops are left.
No, First Merit Bank.
Yeah.
First Merit Bank dildo toss.
The logo's just on the side of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into we did the whole Guardians thing. I wanted to wait for this for you to be here, Chad. But let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. They finally have given us something to talk about, something real, concrete to actually talk about. And that is this. Probably the best defensive player that has ever played for the Cleveland Browns. Two-time defensive player of the year. The guy that just came off a season where he set the sack record in the NFL. Myles Garrett. Traded to the LA Rams for 2 years ago Defensive Rookie of the Year Jared Verse, two-time Pro Bowler. First-round pick next year for the Rams, second-round pick in 2028, and a conditional third-round pick, which is hilarious because the condition on the third-round pick, did you see it?
Yeah.
The condition on the third-round pick. It's a third-round pick in 2029 that will become a first-round pick if the Rams trade Myles Garrett to an AFC North team.
Who made that condition? Did that come out? Like,
I'm begging the Rams to do it in 2029.
Yeah.
I'm begging them to do it.
I mean, if you're Andrew Berry, aren't you calling up Les Snead? He claims he has a great relationship with you. Are you calling Les Snead and being like, hey, so
yeah.
Right?
Let's say he's finally starting to show like some signs of like slowdown at that point in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Rams get a couple really good years out of him, and he's starting to show a little signs of like the regression. Put his ass on the Bengals and let's go. Give me that first round pick.
They're going to trade him back to the Browns.
Will that count?
Would that work?
It's an AFC North team.
If they trade him to the Browns, so if the Browns get him back for a third rounder, do they get a first rounder?
It has to be. I mean,
is Andrew Berry already on the phone right now and trying to get him?
Let's put the deal in place for 2029.
Yes, I love this. But boys, let's do first impression, and then let's walk our way into how we feel now 2 days after. First impression, it comes through June 1st is when these moves can start. Well, when a lot of teams are going to start making these moves because of the way salaries and all that are structured. When you first saw that Myles Garrett was traded from the Browns, first impression, first reaction, first thoughts, go.
I'll let you go, Chad. You haven't been here, so.
Okay. You know what? I'll be honest. I kind of already had my mind set on that he was going to be traded sooner rather than later. Just because, I mean, yes, obviously I love having Myles. I mean, this is not, there's no, anybody who says they don't love having Myles Garrett on their team is just lying to themselves, right? But
I listen, I love just to jump in on this. There's a lot of players that have played for the Browns, even though they've been devastatingly terrible, that I love.
Sure.
And we can go back to Clay Matthews, one of my favorite players of all time. And we can dive into all these great players. Nobody's ever been as good on the defensive side of the ball as Myles Garrett. He's the greatest player that's ever played defense for the Browns.
Yeah, 100%.
Period.
But at some point, you know, this is why I already had my mindset on trading him. At some point, when the team results aren't there, you got to, from a business standpoint, you got to step back and take a look at things and be like, okay, like how can we spring ourselves forward into the future? And Miles is far and away your best trade asset. So the fact that he was traded, it wasn't a shock, like a big shock to me. Like, of course I hate it. Like, I don't want to lose the best defensive player to ever play for this organization. Of course I hate it. But at the same time, I mean, we've had this conversation before. If you're going to do it, sooner rather than later was the time to do it, because that's his value is never going to be any higher than it is right now. Coming off of being the sack king, it was never going to be any higher. Now, there's like so many things that are true for me here with this.
Yes,
he was never going to go. He was never going to not go to a contender. So the people out there are saying, "Oh, we should have got 3 firsts for him. It sent him off to whoever just to get just to get the best available package, right? We're going to get 3 firsts from this guy or 3 firsts from this other team." Like, no, he was never not going to go to a contender because he has a no trade clause, and he would have never waived it to go to the Titans. Right,
If you go to a shitty team, might as well stay with the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. So going to the Rams is not a shock, right? And the fact, and listen, I love Jared Verse. I love that we got Jared Verse in the deal. Like Mike said, defensive rookie of the year, right? He doubled his sack total from last year, right? And this is only his 3rd year in the league. Doubled his sack total from his 1st year, and he's only getting better from here. Right, and last year nobody had more quarterback pressures. The only 2 people that had more quarterback pressures than him were Micah and Miles. So this guy is an elite pass rusher. He's not Myles Garrett. No one will ever be Myles Garrett, and nobody should expect him to be Myles Garrett. Although I know most Browns fans are going to be on his ass because they're going to be so emotional that they lost Myles Garrett. So if he doesn't get 15 sacks this year, I'm expecting Browns fans to just go off on him, right? And go off on the organization for making the trade. Now, the draft pick compensation, it kind of is what it is, right? I mean, when you're looking at Jared Verse, it's Jared Verse plus a first. It's really, you're getting 2 firsts back, a 2nd and a 3rd. There was never going to be fair compensation for a player like Myles Garrett. And no contender was going to super overpay for him because they're mortgaging their own team, like their own window. They're not going to mortgage their own window to get Myles Garrett, to put them over the edge, right? So they got to try to balance this out. They got to try to make a fair deal. So I hated the picks at first, but I've come around on them. Yes, the Rams pick is going to be more like a 2nd rounder, right? At the end of the 1st, it's going to be more like a 2nd rounder. But just with how aggressive Andrew Berry has been over the last couple of years in the draft, I would be shocked if all of those picks are there in next year's draft, because he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna load them up and try to trade up for somebody, whether it's a quarterback or whoever, maybe another cornerstone piece. I don't think those picks are going to be there next year. We're going to be picking at 28 through to 32, wherever the Rams are going to finish. And so. I hate it, but I hate it that we're getting rid of Myles Garrett. I love Jared Verse. I hated the pick compensation at first, but after coming down from the emotions of it, I don't mind the picks. I don't mind the picks that we got in return.
Here's one way I can talk about the Myles Garrett situation specifically, and then we can talk about the return. For me, I hate the scenario that caused it. I don't mind the trade.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like, I hate why the trade had to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe had to happen isn't the right way, but why there was even temptation to make the trade.
Sure.
And there was temptation to make the trade because of everything that has transpired from 2020 until now, or 2021 or 2 or whatever year it was that they made the real terrible trade. Everything that has transpired until then, from then until now, is where this started. And you know that I'm not a Baker Mayfield guy. I don't think Baker Mayfield's ever going to win a Super Bowl unless he's the backup on a team that wins a Super Bowl. I don't think he's that player. It isn't about Baker Mayfield. But had Deshaun Watson just said to the Browns, I don't really want to come play in Cleveland. And the Browns just been like, all right, and just ran it back with Baker again, which again, I'm not a Baker guy, but like, you're probably making the playoffs. Like, the year they made the playoffs with Flacco, you would have made it with Baker.
Yeah.
You probably would have been better these last couple. Like, you'd be in a little bit of purgatory in that I don't think you'd be great. Maybe you would with the defense that they had, but we wouldn't be doing this with Myles Garrett.
No.
It's the scenario that I hate, that we have a guy that is going to go down as one of the greatest football players to ever play the game on the defensive side of football. And he's ours, and he's in our helmet, and he played here for 9 years. I'm grateful for some things. The thing that I'm most grateful for is that he broke the sack record in our uniform.
Right.
Like, he might break it again in the Rams uniform. Fine. But he broke the record in our uniform. I'm grateful that happened before he left. But, like, as far as the trade goes, I'm okay. I'm all right. I wasn't happy at first. I wasn't happy at first because I'm like, what? Why? What is getting rid of the best player on your team solve? But at the same time, you're five and how many games did they play? 17? You're 5-12 with him last year.
Right.
You were shitty with him the year before. It's not his fault. He did nothing to make them shitty. He didn't do one thing to make them shitty. Again, to me, Myles Garrett's tenure, especially the last 2 years with the Browns, is perfectly summed up by that New England Patriots game this year, where they lost by like 1,000 to New England, but he also sacked Drake May 5 times.
Sure.
Like, what else is he going to do to impact the game? But like, I do have a bit of and this goes back to the fact that I don't blame them for the Deshaun Watson trade, because I think they were trying to do something big and dramatic to improve the team. They just did it with the worst human being on the planet, one of the worst human beings on the planet. But I don't mind the attitude of like, dramatic moves are going to affect dramatic change. Little middling moves here and there are not going to dramatically change your team.
Right.
Dramatic moves are going to make dramatic change. And maybe this is one of those moves that, between Jared Verse, who, by the way, is going to be very much worse than Myles Garrett. And that's okay, because everybody is. And I'm hopeful for him, and I really like him. And there's a lot to like about him. Do not compare him to Myles Garrett, because you're going to run him out of time. But does Jared Verse, and I'm in the boat where I don't want to mortgage everything to trade up for a quarterback that isn't even played a down in the NFL. I'm not in that boat. I'd rather maybe you get the 7th, 8th, 9th pick again this year, and maybe there's a quarterback there you like, and then you get the 29th, 30th, 31st, whatever pick in the first round. I'd rather have that. Please do not mortgage the future for, I know everybody talks about Arch Manning. I will visit the Valley View Bridge if that happens, unless they have the top pick naturally. But like, does Jared Verse plus potentially a top 10 pick, because that's what a lot of people think the Browns are going to be, even though I think I still am not so sure about that, plus another first round pick, plus a second round pick. You know what I mean? Like, are the Browns better because of that? Yeah, maybe. Are they better without Myles Garrett immediately? No, not even close. Are they better maybe next year with 3 guys that are now impacting the team and as starters? Maybe. They maybe are. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, and listen, Jared Verse has only gotten better. Like I mentioned with Joe while you were off mic, you know, that he doubled his sack total from his rookie year. The guy's got the potential to be. Well, he nearly doubled his sack total from.
Don't you have that reversed?
No, he had 4.5 his rookie year. He had 7.5 last year.
Oh, maybe.
So, I mean, he has the potential to be a double-digit sack guy, but is he going to be Myles Garrett? No one's ever going to be Myles Garrett.
Right.
So just stop. Like
I know. I'm just nervous that like he's going to have 10 sacks and people are going to be like, "Ugh, we traded Myles Garrett for this," and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's going to be, because Browns fans are going to put all emotion behind it and not see like the actual picture of what what this really is. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you guys. It just nothing matters in the NFL. As much as I love Miles, nothing matters in the NFL until you have the quarterback, and that's it. It's plain and simple. It's really that simple.
Here's the thing.
It will not be any worse this year because there's no Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like the way you phrased that, but I agree with you. On the point,
rephrase me, baby.
On the point I think you're trying to make, I don't like the way you phrased it. That side of the ball is going to be worse because it just naturally is. Myles Garrett is. He's that good. Think about the games Myles Garrett won for you last year. Like purely won for you. But is the team going to lose more games this year because they don't have Myles Garrett? No. Like, do I think the Browns are going to win less than 5 games next year? I don't. Because I think they've built a roster that is just – there's too many good players on this team now for them to lose that many games unless Shedeur Sanders throws 3 touchdowns and 37 interceptions. Like, if that happens – but is that
very likely to happen no matter if it's him or Watson, though?
Is that because of who's playing defensive end? Is that because of who's on the edge? No. And Jason Lloyd made the point on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and I know people have their feelings on that, but like, I agree with him 100%. He brought up the Dallas Cowboys. They won 7 games the year before they traded Micah Parsons. They traded Micah Parsons. They won 7 games. And you can say, well, they got Dak Prescott or whatever. Do you think the offense, here's a question for you. Do you think the offense for the Cleveland Browns is going to be better this year than it was last year?
I don't know.
Yes.
I do.
I think it will be better. Mostly because the offensive line is dramatically, well, on paper, dramatically better.
I think our offensive line is better. You get Quinshon Judkins in year 2. I think it'll be good. The wide receiver core, is that better?
Should be.
Dramatically.
Should be significantly better.
So is it a better overall team? It should be. Now, again, you could say it comes down to the quarterback, and it does.
It does, though.
It does. It does. But I personally think, I don't know whether Shedeur Sanders is a good quarterback. I do think he's going to be better in year 2 than he was in year 1. I think that's fair. Even if he's not like leaps and bounds better, but he's just kind of better with a new offensive system and the weapons they have, they're going to be a better team. So they're going to score more points this year. And they're probably going to give up more points than they gave up last year. But I think so.
They gave up a lot of points with Myles Garrett. I don't know if they give up more points without Myles Garrett.
I think they'll probably give up. I think they'll probably be a little bit worse defensively.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but it's still a fair point. I mean, there was a lot of games that with Myles on the team that they gave up a lot of points.
I really like your
situationally. He maybe made it 3 points instead of 7, but I don't think it's going to be.
I really like Jared Verse, and I don't want to like downplay what I think he can be. I don't know how much more he's going to grow. Remember, he's old. This is a guy the Browns wouldn't have drafted. He was 24 at draft time. He's 26. He's an old dude for his experience. And there's some red flags about his game too. Like he's had good years, but there's some red flags about his game too. So like, again, it's a better solution than Myles Garrett to who knows, like question mark. But like they probably are going to give up some more points this year than they did last year because Myles Garrett is not there. But I think they're going to score significantly more points.
Look, I can concede that the offense is definitely more talented around him.
They scored 16 points a game last year. The NFL average is like 22. Like, I think between the additions they've made offensively and then Todd Monken and crew, I bet they get a lot closer to average than they were. I bet they get a lot closer to average.
Yeah, maybe, but there's no evidence to suggest that it's gonna happen. Like I just can't. I'm not going to sit here and say. I'm not going to sit here and say for sure yes, but sure. Can Shedeur improve? Absolutely. Is Deshaun, who might be starting week 1, going to be better? Like I don't know. Is he going to remember how to play football? I don't know. Nothing's pointing to the contrary. But it regardless of the talent, it all comes down to those two. That's what this season is going to come down to.
But it does. I hope Myles Garrett does well. I hope they win their Super Bowl or whatever. It sucks. It sucks to see him go.
Yeah.
I don't think they got enough in return. I don't.
First ever owner traded out of town.
Wouldn't that be great? Give you a sack of nuts for your owner. Yeah, you take him.
Well, no, Myles, owner of the Cavs, got traded out of town.
That's true. Shit.
First ever. Wait, who just didn't somebody do that with the Guardians too?
Oh,
Kelsey?
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, it just bums me out that we're not watching Myles Garrett play for our team anymore. And but again, I'm bummed by the situation of it all. I'm okay with the move. Like I've come to terms with the fact that I think the move. I like Jared Verse more than I'm letting on here.
Sure.
I'm almost trying to get people to like slow their roll on how they're thinking about Jared Verse because he isn't Myles Garrett.
Oh, you mean like what do you mean by that? Like slow the roll and thinking like, oh, he's going to be like close to Myles Garrett, or what do you mean?
You got a lot of people that are like, oh, Jared Verse. You guys, I see a lot of people online being like, you don't have any idea how good Jared Verse is. And Jared Verse, he's good. He's a very good player. He's very good.
Yeah.
He is a not elite level, but like a pretty top tier level edge rusher in the NFL.
And that was the best you could ask for in a Myles Garrett trade because again, nobody's going to be. We could have traded for Micah Parsons, and it's not, and it's not going to be Myles Garrett.
And he's worse. Yes, 100%. And again, the thing that I'm kind of okay with, because this team, it drives me crazy how people just are programmed to just automatically think a certain way. People are automatically programmed to be like, well, the Browns are tanking. No, they're not. And trading, insisting that Jared Verse be a part of the package shows you they're not tanking. Because if they were tanking, they would have been like, we demand multiple first-round picks. We don't want another player.
Yeah.
It shows you they're not tanking. They're going to be out there trying to win this year. And I mean that organizationally. I don't mean that from a player perspective. I mean organizationally, this team is going to be out there trying to win this year. From the GM to the owner to Todd Monken to everybody, these guys are trying to win this year.
Now, they try to win everywhere, every year, but they're not very good at it.
Well, they've done some real tanking in the past. They've done some real tanking.
Yeah, but yeah.
Hi, Sashi Brown.
Hi, yeah, cue the Hugh Jackson years.
Yeah. Sometimes when they try to win,
they're
not
very
very
fine. He's going to be fine. He's good.
By the way,
you know what we're going to do? We're going to draft Corey Coleman.
Wait, yeah, please.
How do you feel about that?
Trust me on Cody Kessler. You got to trust me on this.
Trust him.
By the way, boys, go pick yourself up some of these. Just delicious. Like a warm summer day. Just out on
hanging with the boys.
Just out on the golf course. Just buy like 12 4-packs of these and just go nuts.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. All right. So Myles Garrett gone. Browns getting ready to get into mandatory camp next week. So that's one less thing I'm so tired of hearing people talk about it. We don't have to hear it anymore. Is Myles Garrett going to be at camp? Well, nope. He's going to be in LA. But let's move on. I want to two quick hitters, and then I got a game for us to play. Quick hitter number one. Boys. Stanley Cup Finals.
Let's go. What a game.
Vegas Golden Knights. Just an unbelievable effort against the Carolina Hurricanes. Last night, I think I walk away from that game still thinking Carolina's the better team, but thinking Vegas is the more composed team.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a really interesting way to watch the rest of this series go down. By the way, my realization last night, if you're a hockey fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a guy that plays for Vegas. He's really awesome. His name's Mark Stone.
Yeah.
The dude is 34 years old.
Nuts.
34. I'm going to pull up a picture. I am 7 years older than Mark Stone. 7.
Yeah.
Like
7.
7 years older than Mark Stone. And if I can get a picture to save.
It's a manly looking man.
He's the oldest guy I've ever seen.
Now you're a man. Man. What is that? Is that Team America World Police?
No. Wait, isn't that like Dusty Rhodes theme song?
Now you're a man. Oh, God, I got to look it up. I think it's like something has to do with the South Park universe.
Here we go. I got a picture. I'm putting it up.
Yeah.
Guys, this dude that guy's 34 years old. He may have even been younger when this picture was taken.
Yeah.
That's a manly looking man right there.
30.
I stand by that statement.
I am 7 years older than this dude. Chad, you are older than that.
Yeah. He kind of looks like Ovi.
Kind of.
Does have some Ovi. Yeah.
He looks like older Ovi.
Yeah. He's way older, old Ovi. Holy shit.
This is crazy. It's a crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Actually,
that's crazy.
This would be a very fun game to get a bunch of players in, like, if they have like a shoot certain tie picture, just like a non-uniform picture,
and guess their ages.
Guess their ages.
Boys, I was graduating college when this dude was just getting to high school. What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Look at that. Look at that hairline.
This picture looks like it was taken in 1968.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
But I think that's the best way I can describe the series, right? Like, man, Carolina did a lot okay in that game last night. And they were double and tripling up Vegas on shots.
Yeah. Yep.
Except for Vegas. They walked perfectly the fine line between being too pensive and too conservative on their shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Versus what they really did was they only shot great shots. They waited and waited and waited and waited. And by the time they let the puck go, it was the best possible look they could have gotten. And that's what they did all night long. The composure was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's their game. They like to cycle it when they're in their offensive zone and just wait for the best shot. They just don't want to throw pucks on net. They want it when it's a good look. Right. And you mentioned it before, Vegas looked like the more composed team, and then Carolina doubled them in shots. But all the pressure is on Carolina, right? After years and years and years of making the conference finals and not and losing, this Carolina team is feeling the pressure, especially with Florida not in it this year. Right.
See, I kind of thought it would be the opposite, though. I kind of thought I kind of thought they would go free and easy, because for me, the test for Carolina this year was you got to make it out of the East with Florida not in it, and they did, and they dominated. They dominated.
Well, sure, and then the thing is, Vegas is playing with house money, right? Because Vegas started out the year terrible. They were only still in the playoff race because of that terrible division that they're in, and then they just so happen to be playing their best hockey at the right time. Right. And where in terms of Carolina is this going to be the year that they finally get over the hump? Because it's been this way for them for the last 5-6 years. Just a really great team, just no superstar to push them over the edge. And then they finally get there because they take their game. Florida is basically a team of like 4 second lines. Right. And they're the ultimate play as a team. And Vegas has a little bit more star power on it, but like, for whatever reason, they just fail in the conference final. So and everybody's talking about the whole narrative is this going to be the year Carolina? If this is the year, if there's any year Carolina's going to do it, this is the year. So I think all the pressure is on them. Vegas, this is their third Stanley Cup final in 9 years.
That's
wild.
wild.
Hate them so much.
I hate it.
So this is a team that's been there before. This is a team that can play free and easy. I mean, although with Torts, they can't really. But this is an organization they've been there. They've done that. So I don't think they need to play. They just need to settle into their game, which they did. So I think this is going to be an epic series, guys.
All right. So Stanley Cup Finals. We'll see what happens. Remember the way the Eastern Conference. This is because I want Carolina to come through because I hate Vegas. But remember the way the Eastern Conference Finals started. Montreal beat the shit out of Carolina in game 1, and then Carolina won the next 4 games. So
we'll see.
We'll see how Carolina bounces back against Vegas, which is a much better. Well, I don't know if they're a much better team than Montreal. They weren't all season. All of a sudden they are now. But we'll see how Carolina bounces back. And then, boys, just a real quick hitter. The NBA Finals kick off tonight. The San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. And what a wild series. Nobody. I don't think anybody saw San Antonio getting past Oklahoma. I don't think so. I don't think they saw it. But this San Antonio Spurs team, not only do they have Wemby, that's my favorite thing about the Spurs team is I feel like everybody can be like, well, they got Wemby, and then they can't name anybody else on the team. But between they have a lot of guys that just play a tough brand of basketball.
Yeah.
And then you add Wemby to it. Like Ron Harper's kid has been awesome for them.
Yeah.
He was their first round pick, and he's been unbelievable.
Castle.
And they get yeah, oh my gosh. And Vassell or whatever, however you say his name, they got a bunch of guys that have been great. And they had been putting it on. We got game 1 going on right now. They had been putting it on the Knicks for most of the game, and now the Knicks are doing what they did to the Cavs. Knicks are just burying shots left and right. And so it is a 5-point game now. Spurs are up in San Antonio. I watch these two teams going at it, and I think Cavs got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
They got a lot
For
of
sure.
work to do.
For sure.
I just say the NBA just feels better when the Spurs are good. Like, I don't know if it's just the Tim Duncan, Tony Parker era, but like it's so nostalgic to have like a good Spurs team. Like it's just, I don't know, I like it.
I can see it. Plus, elite at wearing the T-shirt at games.
Very
Elite at wearing the T-shirt.
Yeah.
And that's important. I don't know. I think I would have probably said, I'm not sure the Spurs are ready. Give me the Knicks in the series. I think I'm probably still going to say it because I think the Knicks may come back and win this game. They just had an and one, so now it's a 2-point game.
Yeah.
I think they may still come back and win this game.
The Spurs are favored. Vegas has the Spurs favored.
Yeah, I think
not by much, but Vegas has the Spurs favored.
I think the Knicks are. I mean, the Spurs have very little experience deep runs into the playoffs.
Sure,
very little. Not that really matters overall, but like, I think the Knicks are ready to win the championship, which sucks, and I don't want that to happen. But it should be fun to watch. It should be if the Spurs can just play the way they played against the Thunder. I think the Knicks are playing better than the Thunder. But if they can play the way they played against the Thunder, then this is going to be a great series. It's going to be great. So those were just a couple quick hitters because it's what's happening right now. But, boys, before we get out of here, I got a game I want us to play. And I explained it to Joe. And, Chad, I don't know if you saw it. But this is going to be a team effort. So this is not a draft. But I want to do a beer pairing game where we collectively.
Oh, collectively. Okay.
Yes. Come up with a Cleveland athlete, and we're going to lump Columbus Blue Jackets into this as well.
Okay.
One, we have to come to a consensus. I'm going to give you a type of beer, like kind of a style of beer, and we have to come up with a consensus, somebody we agree on, a Cleveland athlete that it's an A or B thing, a Cleveland or Blue Jacket athlete that we think either it totally drinks this kind of beer, or that when you think of this kind of beer, you like think of this kind of guy, like they share traits, if you will.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we're going to throw out ideas. We're going to do this as a team. I've got several types of beer that we're going to go through. So let's start with this. Cleveland, it could be a Guardian Brown, Cavalier, or Columbus Blue Jacket. An athlete that we want to associate with a domestic heavy beer.
And that means what, like Bush heavy?
Budweiser.
Yeah.
Coors. Not Coors Light. Bush heavy. The heavy beers. Not that.
Sure.
It's got to be the domestics. No lights.
To me, that screams Austin Hedges.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah. It just feels like he sits around like it just with the good time that he is. He doesn't feel fancy, right? He feels like your blue collar, like hardworking dude. Like that to me screams like he's a Budweiser Coors Banquet type of guy.
I totally agree. I was debating if he would fit into the heavier light category, but I think the heavy, because I could just, when you say the name Austin Hedges, the first thing that comes to mind is him shirtless in the white pants with goggles on his head,
holding a
one of
Budweiser.
those metal Budweisers.
Yes.
Right.
I think that's it. That's our guy.
Clearly doesn't stay fit after seeing the shirtless
Fit
pic.
enough.
Fit enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Major League Baseball. He's fit enough.
Well, he does yoga. Okay. He doesn't have a body. He just does yoga.
Fair. The first name I wrote down. I started with this one because I was like, well, this is just the category for this. This is it for this one. I wrote down other names. I wrote down here, and you guys can give me other ideas. I wrote down Eric Goodbranson from the Jackets. Okay. This feels like a heavy beer kind of guy.
Not a Jacket anymore.
Well, not anymore, but he was.
Yeah.
Felt like a heavy beer kind of guy.
Sure.
James Harden, I wrote down for the heavies. I think James Harden is a heavies guy.
I don't know.
Oh, I think he is.
James Harden is more like an ace of spades guy to me, like a champagne guy.
No, we can't. No, we can't. Don't do that. Don't get off track. It's only beers.
No, I know, but like he doesn't seem like a beer drinker to me.
But no, it's not that. It's if he's drinking a beer, what kind of beer is he drinking? I just see him as kind of a grungy, like a Keystone heavy, like a Bush heavy at a strip club kind of guy.
I mean, I know what you're saying. It's hard for me to picture him drinking beer.
But I do think for this one, Austin Hedges is the clear 1-1.
Yeah.
So Hedgie, I'm going to write it down because we're going to post this. Hedgie. Okay, now we're going to go domestic light beer. So Bud Light, Coors Light, those ones. Throw some names out that come to your mind.
Well, while we're thinking, throw the names out that you wrote down because you probably wrote down a couple, right?
I did, yeah. So Sam Merrill jumped right off the page.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
As a light beer guy. Sam Merrill, 100% a light beer guy.
For sure.
The other one that jumped off the page at me, Cole Sillinger. Total light beer guy. Total light beer guy from the Jackets. Cole Sillinger is drinking light beers and only light beers. He's still only 12 years old. Cole Sillinger. Those were the two names that really jumped off at me for light beers.
I like that.
Yeah.
I got Cole on this one. I got Sam in mind.
You could throw out other names. You could throw out other people.
I'm trying to think of any Browns, but there's like I'm trying to think of like Browns up. Like there's former Browns offensive linemen that I would put in here, but I don't know if there's any current. Yeah. Like I feel like Wyatt Teller could just sit there and drink like a case of Miller Lite at night.
I'd have put him in the heavies category though.
You think in the heavies?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sam Merrill's a pretty good one because I could see him going, guys, I don't need the calories. Okay.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Yes. You're riding the wavelength here. Yes.
Sam Merrill. Okay. Like I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I do have a specific guardian in mind for one of these beers, but I'm not gonna put him in domestic light. Yeah, I'd Sam Merrill. Let's do Sam Merrill. Yeah.
I'm saving my Sam Merrill vote. I'm going to vote Cole Sillinger.
We got to vote for Sillinger and we got to vote for Sam Merrill. So we got Hedgie for heavies. And I think these are, but I do think these might be the top two guys for the light beers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot about Andre Schmidt. He'd be a good one for the light beers. The kicker for the Browns, he'd be a good one for the light beers. Damn.
Well,
kickers are always light beers.
Yeah, right.
Kickers are weird guys.
Yeah. He's a light beers guy. You know what? I'm only doing this because I'm really intrigued. Because I think both of these guys, the way you talked Sam Merrill there, Chad, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Cole Sillinger. I'm going Sillinger.
Okay.
I think he's a light beers guy. You could have inserted. There's several Blue Jackets you could have inserted into the light beers category. I was like, maybe Kent Johnson could be the light beers guy.
Hockey beer.
Sure.
It's a hockey beer, but it's also the Blue Jackets have a couple of those guys that are like, you're a light beers guy. But I think Sillinger might be the guy. I think he's the guy. And we're leaving Sam Merrill on the board.
Well, yeah. Well, Cole Sillinger, yeah. I could see him out at a bar talking to like the Tate McRae's of the world. He's like, yeah, just give me a Miller Lite. Give me a Coors Light, eh?
Yeah. But I could also see him tasting, no offense to Cole. He's been on the show. No offense to Cole Sillinger. But I could also see him like tasting like any other kind of beer and being like, ugh.
Gross.
But like give the man a natty light and he is happy as it gets.
Yeah.
Right.
A natty light.
That's what I'm going with. All right, next one. I had a lot of trouble with this one, so I'm hoping you guys can kind of jump in. Next one. Stout.
Easy. Evan Mobley.
What?
Evan Mobley.
I need you to explain yourself.
It's less about like I think what I'd picture him drinking, but he's just a stout man. Like a solid tree.
Stout man.
Wow, that name is nowhere near my list.
Really?
He's not
What do you
stout.
picture for stout?
What's your
Stout?
definition of stout?
You try to push him over.
He's like the opposite of stout, though. He's like tall and lanky. It's not stout.
Yeah, but he's got to stay grounded, you know.
You got to tell me he's like. No, that's not a name that was on my list.
Interesting.
Chad, do you have any names that jump off your list?
Someone that comes right to mind and is Kyle Manzardo. I feel like I feel like he is just this hefty dude. Like I feel like it's with his personality. He feels like it seems like he feels like he would be like a real seasonal guy. Like he's like in the wintertime, I enjoy a stout, right?
The
like,
hipster mustache.
Yeah, the hipster stash.
Yeah,
I feel like we're there with Kyle Manzardo.
You can't see it, but Manzardo, he's not first on my list.
Yeah,
but he's only not first on my list because I thought of him late. But when I did think of him, I went, "Oh wait, Manzardo." Can you see Kyle Manzardo in the winter in a flannel shirt?
Yeah,
pumping a stout.
One of those like bowler hat or what, like a golf hat. What are those Kangles? Kangles.
What are the hats? There's hats that are made of fabric that don't look like hats should be made out of.
Like
it's one of those. Yes, like a corduroy hat.
Yeah, that's the Kangol hat.
Oh, of course, Joey has one of those. Of course.
But he doesn't wear the Kangol hat backwards. He wears it frontward with the brim in front. Yeah, Joey, for sure.
Joey's got like a healthy level of hipster in him. A healthy level.
A healthy level.
Hold on, here he comes with his corduroy hat.
Yeah, there. Okay,
hats
all right.
Get made out of corduroy. Wild.
That's corduroy. It is a cigar brand.
All right, got other guys I had. I had one guy because of Joey's reasoning of I'm like stout, even though he's huge. DeJuan Jones just feels like a stout.
Okay.
Just feels like a stout.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's a stout man, a stout beer for a stout man.
So DeJuan Jones was the Cleveland athlete I thought of. But then I started thinking about a stout. And I started thinking about it's kind of overpowering.
Yeah.
It lays it on thick. If you don't like a stout, you feel overwhelmed by a stout.
Sure.
And I thought Jose Ramirez. Because what do other teams feel like when they have to play Jose Ramirez? What do you think the Yankees are feeling like right now? 6 hits in 2 games.
You know, I get a little more I get a little more for logo than stout.
This was my Jose Ramirez kind of beer. I'm like, if I'm comparing the qualities of the beer to the player, I went right to Jose Ramirez.
See, my mind is not going anywhere near their style of play to these beers. It's more like, who would fucking drink these beers?
I get it, but I want you to think both ways. And I think my way of thinking of Jose Ramirez makes a lot of sense here.
Okay. All right.
When you are a Jose Ramirez opponent, you feel like you are smothered by him. You can't get away from him. Every time he comes up, it's something you got to like prepare yourself for. And like one of those big, hearty, rich stouts.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez.
Okay.
Having said all that, I'm going to give my vote. My vote is Kyle Manzardo. I love. Oh, we got one in the comment. Browns Bandito says, "How about Hunter Gaddis?" I could see him. I could see him doing being the same way as Manzardo in some kind of flannel, listening to who's the guys that sing Noah Khan, and drinking some stouts.
Yeah. See,
I do like
Hunter
Manzardo.
Gaddis is not listening to Noah Khan.
Why not?
Hunter Gaddis listen to country music.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Gaddis
I'm going Manzardo.
I'll go Manzardo as well.
You good with that, Chad?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Matter, you gotta
of course, I'm going with it. That's who I said.
All right, hazy IPA,
Max Struess.
New England IPA. Oh my God, Chad, you and I are brainwaving. We are brainwaving, my dude.
Right here. Yeah.
I got a couple of them, but Max Struess, we are brainwaving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote on that too. I try to top that.
I don't think you can. Max Struess, I wrote down, you should see, I have a list kind of for every kind of beer.
Yeah.
And then hazy IPA, it was just like Struess.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like it. Again, another hipster vibe, like a long hair, right? He maybe in some sort of like suede overcoat, right? And he just owns an independent art studio as soon as he starts drinking a hazy IPA.
But better taste. Like it's a good taste kind of guy.
Yeah, like he takes a sip of hazy IPA and he's wondering where his climbing shoes are.
Fair. Oh my God. So I wrote down 2.
Okay.
And one I wrote down because I think this is the guy that drinks it, and that's Max Struess, 100%. But I also think it embodies him.
Yeah, for sure.
But then hazy IPA is my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's a beer that I can't get enough of. It's a beer that when I go to breweries, I'm looking for it. It's a beer that I'm constantly trying to experience, right?
Yeah.
So don't take this the wrong way because it's not a hipster thing. It's not about the person. It's about the way I'm trying to invest myself in it. Sure. And I wrote down Zach fucking Werenski.
Okay.
For that reason.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
The Norris Trophy winner, Zach Werenski.
I got an email Todd about him. It's about time we get the white whale on our show.
The Norris Trophy winner, the best defenseman in the NHL, the gold medal winner, Zach Werenski, and I thought he might be the guy on that list for me. So I put
sure. Okay. All right.
I still like the Max Struess answer.
And
I think we're going to vote for that. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah.
But I wanted to give the love to Werenski because it's my favorite kind of beer, and you can't not love him.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I can't wait for this one from Chad. West Coast IPAs, the piney, bitter West Coast IPA.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Ooh, I didn't know.
Because they're both disgusting.
Well,
yeah.
Oh no, that's my favorite beer.
Yeah. Well, that's mine. That's my vote. You two can hash it out over that.
Chad's going to get outvoted here because
for sure.
I'm really excited to see where Joe goes with this.
Easy. There's no other person other than Myles Garrett for this one.
He doesn't play. We can't do Myles Garrett anymore. And yes, you can.
Where did he go? The West Coast?
What? Huh? Oh, don't try to be fucking situational. Don't try to be topical with this.
You just did one earlier. Who did you do with the domestic heavy? You did someone.
I did good Branson, but to be honest with you, I forgot that he didn't play for.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think that's a terrible choice.
I think it's a fantastic. It's so topical. The ink isn't dry.
But there's nothing about a West Coast IPA that makes me think of Myles. I don't think he drinks them, and there's nothing about them that makes me think of Myles.
He's looking at houses out there.
You don't think he would be sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons, like just pouring a piney piece of shit West Coast IPA beer?
No.
While watching anime? Are you kidding me?
No, I got one that there's another one coming up that maybe I could see, but no. Okay. All right. I went a different way. I went a different way because I think there's a very obvious choice for this. Come on, boy. I can't believe you didn't say it, Joe. There's a very obvious choice for this. And I know we're determining it on different levels, but like West Coast, Pacific Northwest, where those piney IPAs thrive. Who is it? I know this guy. I know for a fact this dude sits around with his West Coast IPAs nonstop, playing chess. This is Stephen Kwan.
See, I had him for my non-alcoholic beer.
No way.
Yeah.
Stephen Kwan is West Coast, like that Pacific Northwest piney IPA. Stephen Kwan all day, every day.
Look, is he from California?
He is from California.
Northern California. It's Kwan. It's Kwan. I think it's Kwan.
We might have our first ever complete disagreement between the three of us.
Other names I had.
Deshaun Watson's still out there.
Other names I had written down. Bazona. I think he could just be a West Coast IPA guy. I think
Foster's all day. Come on.
No, he's not. No Australian likes Foster's. No shot. I also had Dylan Gabriel as West Coast IPA guy.
Yeah.
But I to me, this is Stephen Kwan all day, every day. This is easy. Have you ever seen the way Stephen Kwan dresses outside? We're talking about like hipster stuff. He is a hipster, and those big piney, bitter IPAs. Oh, that's Stephen Kwan all day, all day.
I'm gonna put Miles Garrett.
All right.
Chad, your answer is clearly the worst. Because you did it just because you don't like the beer.
Well, yeah, but so they're both disgusting. So yeah. Okay, and so Deshaun Watson and all West Coast IPAs could just be put on an island and blown to smithereens.
I need somebody to tell me who the winner is. We got to figure out how are we going to figure out who it is, because I think we're all.
I mean, I'm not coming off of Watson, so you two can figure it out.
No. Our heels are dug in, and so are yours.
Yeah.
I think we just move on. I think we agreed to
flip a coin
on this one.
Maybe a wheel.
A wheel. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I can do a thing. Wait.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
Can we do like a pick randomizer?
Hold on.
You're gonna have to
I'm doing
share
it.
your screen so we know you're not cheating at this.
God,
I'm not cheating.
The midges have returned. You guys should see the screens on my porch right now.
All right, if you're, this is only going to be for those of you that are watching us on YouTube. But if you're watching us on YouTube, I just put a poll in the chat. Watson, West Coast IPA, Watson, Garrett, or Kwan, vote in the chat. You guys vote, and we'll see what it comes up with.
Nice. Let's go.
All right, next one. Wheat beers.
See, this is where I had Bazona.
Hefeweizens.
Yeah. This is where I had Bazona. A lot of Aussies love wheat and Hefeweizens.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going Bazona. I mean, he just seems like he doesn't like a two he seems like one of those, again, stuck in his routine, hardworking guy. He just seems like he doesn't want anything crazy, which is like a wheat beer and a Hefeweizen isn't very crazy, but he wants some flavor there. And I think a wheat beer and a Hefeweizen is perfect for Bazona.
I do want to say I didn't explain this well enough. I put the poll in the chat. If you're in the chat, type 1 for Watson for West Coast IPA, type 2 for Garrett for West Coast IPA, or type 3 for Kwan for West Coast IPA. Just type 1, 2, or 3, and that'll be the determining factor. I know you're out there. I know you're here. Type it in the chat and let's see what happens. Or maybe not. All right, what do you got for wheat beers?
I mean, it's it's somebody that has a little taste but can throw them back, because you're not drinking one wheat beer or one Hefeweizen. You're drinking a freaking pint of it. Yes, Watson. Kate Smith, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Kate Smith could be in there.
All right.
He's got a little taste, and I think he can throw him down.
I had a name that jumped off the page at me here. I was waiting to figure out where I was going to put him, but I'm sticking him here because Hefeweizen's a little bit lighter, lower alcohol, citrusy. They're like summer beers, right? And so I put, in my opinion, the guy that jumped off at me was Carson Schlesinger.
Okay.
I think the long blonde hair, the beach, the California vibes.
Sure.
I think Carson Schlesinger is very much a Hefeweizen type dude. I put Donovan Mitchell because I don't know why, but I feel like he probably just orders Blue Moons. Seems like a Blue Moon guy.
Just out of the blue?
He's just a Blue Moon guy, and that's a Hefeweizen. So I decided to roll with that.
Okay.
But Joey, are you voting for yourself? You son of a bitch! You real jerk!
We're gonna have Brown Bandito.
All right, the poll is not working. Hold on, we're hiding the poll, and we're gonna randomize this. We'll get there. All right, so what do we think on Hefeweizens?
That's my Bizona. I just think because I mean there's a lot of beaches in Australia too. He just seems like a guy that would surf in January and February, which are the summer months in Australia, and just chill with a Hefeweizen and a wheat beer. That just seems like the one to me.
I can get behind that. I'm in.
You gonna go with Bizona?
Bizona.
I think we missed a real opportunity.
Bizona.
Real opportunity at Swessinger.
See, I if it wasn't Watson, because West Coast IPAs are disgusting, I would think Swessinger would be in on that.
Oh, no more than Quan. Get out of here. You're wild. You're wild. You're stupid.
When we get to non-alcoholic, I'll explain my Quan.
Who was it? Quan, Watson,
or Garrett,
and Miles. Jesus, I can't name. Miles Garrett should be disqualified at this point.
Yeah,
he is disqualified. It's either Quan or Watson. Joe, you have to pick Quan or Watson.
All right, Quan.
We're going Quan. I agree with this.
Yeah.
All right,
now we get to my favorite. For my favorite beer.
We get two more. Sour beers.
Deshaun Watson.
I was going to say, this could be Watson for you two, because you guys hate it.
Watson. That is it's the only name I wrote down was Deshaun Watson.
Fine.
It belongs in a landfill.
Sour beer. Why? Because I hate it. And because he makes me feel sour when I think about his stupid face.
I would rather have a sour beer over a West Coast IPA any day of the week.
You sound like an idiot.
Well, no. You guys sound like your taste buds fucking suck.
Sounds like your first time having a beer.
I remember my first.
Hey, why don't you enjoy? Hey, why don't you and Deshaun Watson enjoy a sour beer while we have a West Coast with Stephen Kwan? Idiot.
Yeah, no, Stephen Kwan doesn't enjoy West Coast IPAs. He doesn't. He's too clean cut for any beer.
No way. He's 100%.
Yes, he is.
100%. All right, then we get the last one. I think this is a fascinating.
Yeah.
Last one.
Yeah, Stephen Kwan, clean cut, right? He doesn't drink. He doesn't drink.
I've got two. Yes, he does drink. Yes, he does.
One.
I've got two that I think are very good here. But our last category, non-alcoholic beers. Joe, you've got one right off the top of your head. Who is it?
One. Sam Merrill. This is Sam Merrill.
No.
This is absolutely Utah native Sam Merrill.
No shot.
Absolutely. They don't drink in Utah. You can't even buy a beer at a bar without getting a burger. Come on.
Nah. I don't like it.
You don't
Sam
like it?
Sam enjoys some drinks.
Sam does not drink a lick of liquor.
I bet he does.
You bet he does.
What do you got?
Yeah.
It's Dr. Pepper at parties. That's about it.
What do you got, Chad? Chad, non-alcoholic.
I told you. This is my Stephen Kwan right here.
Well, you can't. He's already off the board, so you got to pick somebody else.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, you guys go, because let me think of this for a second.
All right, I got two. I got Jared Allen, because I just think Jared Allen is. You guys say it about Sam Merrill. I disagree. I think Jared Allen is just the purest human.
I completely disagree with that.
I think he's the purest human being that plays in Cleveland. I think he is just happy-go-lucky, friendly dude. I think it's Jared Allen.
Yeah.
My other one I had written down, to be honest, not a lot of spice to the dude, a little corniness to the dude. I wrote down Shedeur Sanders for non-alcoholic.
You know what? Honestly,
Ooh.
this is brainwave length right here again, because that's exactly who I was coming down to.
I like Shedeur more than I like Jared Allen. I wrote Jared Allen immediately, but then I thought about it and I went, oh, Shedeur Sanders.
Absolutely. Shedeur Sanders. The thing with Jared Allen, right? Yes, I completely agree. He's the most pure human in Cleveland sports, but I could see him taking a sip of beer and going, ugh, I don't like that. I could see him just hating the taste of beer.
Fair.
So I think, yeah, Shador like screams it to me. Absolutely.
Lock it.
We're locking that in?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we've come up with. This is the final thing before we get out of here. For heavy beers, the easiest discussion we had, Austin Hedges, when it comes to Bud Heavy, Coors Banquet, the heavy beers, the heavy domestics, Austin Hedges.
Like, I'll bet you Austin Hedges like drank beers with his dad in the garage.
The light beer category, we went Cole Sillinger. There was a debate with Sam Merrill there, but we went Cole Sillinger. I think they were both good picks. The stouts was convincingly Kyle Manzardo, convincingly in our discussion. And I think that might be supremely good pick.
Yeah.
Hazy IPA, also convincingly. We all, literally the first name we all came up with was Max Struess for Hazy IPAs. Boom. Love that. West Coast IPAs, a lot of discussion there. A lot of discussion, but we ultimately go with Stephen Kwan. And I think that's absolutely the right choice. Wheat beers. Travis Bazona is the Hefeweizen wheat beer king of Cleveland. Sour beers. That's Deshaun Watson all day, every day, baby. That is Deshaun Watson. That is the biggest load of shit. Sour beers, calling them beers is a travesty to beers. And calling Deshaun Watson fucking human is a travesty to humans. So he's the sour beer representative. And the last one, non-alcoholic beers. That is your starting quarterback for the 2026 Cleveland Browns. And it better be.
I'm not so sure about that.
It better be.
I'm not so sure about that.
Or Sanders.
Little love story for the protagonist.
That's our beer pairing draft. All right, boys, before we get out of here, let's do our cheers of the week.
Some friends become enemies, some enemies become friends.
Everybody's richer for the experience. Joe, cheers of the week.
Tom Hamilton for his epic comic about Chaz Chisholm being Jimmy Fallon show.
Now we need to back that up with going back to asshole of the week, a retroactive asshole of the week to Yankees fans. They blew up about that.
They hated that.
Oh my
they
God.
did not like that.
Oh, real classy, Cleveland. Real classy, Tom Hamilton. Oh, yeah, okay, Yankees fans. You're ever allowed to tell anybody what classy is.
Oh,
Why don't you say, like, racist shit in the outfield to outfielders and then damn near get beat up?
Meanwhile, well, we don't have a good track record of that either. But meanwhile,
we don't say racist.
It is the most true comment of all time. I think the baseball community supports Cleveland minus the Yankees. Absolutely.
100%. That's a great one. Tommy Hamilton. Chad.
You go.
Oh, all right. My cheer of the week was realized last night, and man, did it feel good. My cheer of the week goes to a local brewery here in the Cleveland area, the Rocky River Brewing Company. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with them, it's a great place. It's a place that opened in 1998. I started going there when I was 13 years old, and I've gone there ever since. It feels like it's probably my home bar, my home place. And about a year ago, it caught on fire. And it was devastating. $3 million worth of damage. And between the community that there were places, I'll shout out Gormley's Pub in Rocky River as well. They did a fundraiser to pay the servers while they were off work. The community stepped up. The other breweries in the area stepped up. They all supported Rocky River Brewing Company. And June 1st, 2 days ago, Rocky River Brewing Company reopened. And we went for dinner last night, and it is as good as ever. So my cheers goes to the Rocky River Brewing Company. Nice. Their owner, Gary, he and his brother, Bob, started the business. Bob passed away shortly before the fire happened, which was real sad in and of itself. Then the fire happened, and they persevered through the whole thing, and they're back open. And so Rocky River, the Bruco, if you will, is back open, and I'm giving that my cheer of the week.
Nice. I got two cheers. My first cheers goes to Christopher Sanchez. It's a Phillies pitcher. I know he's not. I mean, I know it's All right, you talk about a ton of other teams on the show, but I mean, 50 and 2/3 scoreless innings. I mean, it's the fifth longest scoreless streak in Major League Baseball history. Just an awesome streak.
Can you believe the Guardians played him and won the game?
Yeah,
they didn't score a run off of him, but thanks to Kyle Manzardo hitting a pinch hit homer, unbelievable. That guy's amazing.
And then my other cheers goes to Megan Grant, the UCLA softball player. It was a critical moment, and she was just cool as a cucumber. And stepping out of the box, she just smiled. She basically called her shot without pointing the bat towards the outfield. Like she knew she was hitting a home run in that situation. So I just thought that was really cool too. Just the confidence she showed, the smile. Like I said, calling your shot without pointing your bat. That was awesome to see. So cheers to that.
And one last cheers. The 34-year-old Mark Stone. Let's go, baby. 34 years old. He's got 17 grandkids.
Ovi's older, younger brother.
Stone. I love this guy. All right, that's going to do it for episode 315 of Garage Beers. The last thing we got to do is our thank yous before we get out of here. First of all, big thank you to the OBR for hosting us. Get over to theobr.com and hit subscribe to be a part of everything OBR. And if you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you're watching, make sure you hit the follow button as you do that and hit like. It does help the cause. And a big thank you goes out to all of you, everybody that joined us tonight. I know it's kind of a hard time to get into. It's kind of everybody's like lay low time in sports, right? No local hockey anymore. No local basketball anymore. We do have baseball happening, but we're getting into the dog days of summer. Obviously, football is about to go into a hiatus after next week.
Yeah.
And so I know it's a struggle to just want to even think about anything Cleveland sports except for the Guardians right now. But if you joined us live, we appreciate you. If you join us later, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, or anywhere you get your podcast, we appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you for joining us. That's going to do it for episode 315 of Garage Beers. For Joey Whalen out there in Seattle, Washington, for Garage Beers, I almost called it. That's your name, Garage Beers Chat. For Chad Meyer over on the east side of Cleveland, I'm Michael Keefe. Go follow the show at The Garage Beers on all the socials, and we will see you next week for episode 316. Until then, as always, cheers, everybody.